We've been reporting that the worst of the debris from the Japanese tsunami is expected to make landfall on the west coast in October. Some of it, though, is already washing up along the coast of Alaska.
John Blackstone is in the port of Seward in southern Alaska. John, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie. Well, we're back here in the fishing harbor at Seward after making a trip out into the Gulf of Alaska to look for evidence that wreckage from the Japanese tsunami is reaching American waters. And we found that evidence on a beach that's remote and rugged. The driftwood that gathers on Montague Island shows that it regularly captures whatever is carried by the wind and the tide. But what is carried onto the beaches here now is different. A lot of it is plastic, barrels and bottles, light enough to be carried on the wind across thousands of miles of ocean. While it's impossible to say for certain that any particular piece came from Japan, many items carry Japanese writing. Big blocks of yellow foam, never seen here before, are believed to be remnants of insulation used in many Japanese houses. Chris Pallister knows these beaches well.
The influx of debris, and this is just the first wave of the tsunami debris, is many, many times what we would find on a normal season. And it's just overwhelming. This just started. And it's going to get tens of thousands of miles of coastline are going to get debris on it.
Pallister is a beach monitor who spends every summer organizing cleanup crews for the Gulf of Alaska shoreline. What has happened to the beaches this year has hit him hard.
Sorry.
I mean, this is real.
This is real. Our crew have worked their asses off for 10 years to clean this mess up. Now we're back to square one.
And it's not just the beaches in Alaska that are likely to be hit. It's expected that this wreckage, this debris, is going to be carried by the currents and winds of the Pacific all the way down the west coast to Washington, Oregon, and California.
John, there are economic issues, there are safety issues, there are environmental issues, and clearly there are health issues. What worries the residents the most?
Well, one of the big worries is that this first wave of light material presents some environmental hazard, but being carried on the currents is heavier material, perhaps machinery, barrels that are filled potentially with toxic chemicals. Things are going to wash up on these beaches that nobody will know what it is until it's open. Many of these areas are very difficult to get to, so that this could be a very long-running, slowly unfolding environmental problem here.
John, I was so touched by Chris's ending comments in your piece. You know, they've worked so hard and now they go back to square one. But you've been talking to people there that have an interesting take on the debris, I hear.
Well, certainly one of the things that people here are very aware of is that as disturbing as it is to see these pristine areas sort of trashed in this way, that the much greater tragedy was what happened in Japan, and that what they're finding on these beaches are quite likely remnants of lives that have been lost, and as such really have to be treated with respect.
John Blackstone from Alaska this morning. John, thank you. And you can see more of John's reporting from Alaska next week on CBS This Morning and also on the CBS Evening News.